Y'all, this movie skirted in at the last second of 2024, and it was like, don't worry, we will have a good movie this year. What's up, you guys? It's Jonathan Carter back with another J. Carter movie review, and today we are going to be talking about Nosferatu.
Does evil come from within us or from beyond?
Nosferatu was my most anticipated movie of 2024, right alongside Deadpool and Wolverine, Alien Romulus, but Nosferatu was my number one. I love the stacked cast this movie has. That's really what piqued my interest. Bill Skarsgård, Lily Rose Depp, Nicholas Hoult, Willem Dafoe, Aaron Taylor Johnson, with a director that I actually rather enjoy. I wasn't the biggest fan of The Witch. I know, don't come at me. And I haven't seen The Lighthouse. Again, I get it. Don't come at me. But seeing that first trailer and just like this gothic feel the movie has to it, or the trailer has to it at least, really piqued my interest. And if you're unfamiliar with Nosferatu like me, and your only medium you've had with Nosferatu is that SpongeBob the Hashling slasher night shift episode, I think most of us, or at least people in my generation, are pretty much like that was the only kind of knowledge we've had of Nosferatu. But Nosferatu is a vampire, basically predates Dracula. Like, he is the big bad original vampire, evil demonic being. And yeah, in this movie, he's pretty freaking scary, y'all. So did this movie deliver on the end of my most anticipated movie of the year, maybe top of 2024? We're going to get into all of that right now. But before we do, please be sure to like and subscribe. Check me out on TikTok, Instagram. I do shorter reviews over there. And I have a Spotify or podcast version of this on Spotify if you're interested in that. That being said, let's jump into this. Okay, y'all. Yeah, this movie delivered pretty much on every end. The plot of the movie is set in Germany in the 1800s, 1838, I think, to be specific, and it follows Nosferatu as he reigns terror over this town in Germany in the form of almost what the citizens think of as a black plague. That is basically the non-spoiler version of the plot. I'm not going to get too into it because the trailer doesn't reveal too much, but basically Nosferatu wants to take over this town because he is in love with this woman and he wants her to be his bride, and he is just infatuated. Like I said, without getting into spoilers, where this story goes, the dark twists and turns, and just the atmosphere that is created in the film from the jump, you guys. Like, I mean, what I appreciate about this movie is it's not that typical horror movie where everybody starts off really well at the beginning and then you like follow their descent into madness. No, as soon as this movie kicks off, first scene, you're like, oh, everybody, you're like, this is bad from the start. Nobody's in a good place when this movie starts. It is very haunting, very intense, and the movie set out to do exactly what it did. It is a terrifying, vampire, gory, gruesome, gothic story. Like, that's the best way I can sum it up. And as you follow one of the main protagonists, played expertly by Nicholas Hoult, this journey that he goes on, specifically at the beginning of the movie, y'all, the visuals of this, he travels to a town way in Russia, I believe, and I mean, there are some beautiful, the cinematography, y'all, beautiful, the way shots are established where you have the person, the main character at the center, but like a sprawling mountain view or a scenic road view that it just like, it's beautiful, but it's terrifying at the same. It's like hauntingly beautiful at the same time. It's hard to describe if you haven't seen the movie. I'll try to put some trailer shots in here to show that. Speaking of Nicholas Hoult, this stacked cast, you guys, Nicholas Hoult, Lily Rose Depp, Bill Skarsgård, who I may add is unrecognizable in this role as Nosferatu, Willem Dafoe, Aaron Taylor Johnson. I have loved Aaron Taylor Johnson since his Kick-Ass days. He is phenomenal in this movie. He really needed that after Craven. I think he's still going to be great in 28 years later. Anyways, Aaron Taylor Johnson, and I can't remember his name, but the guy who was just in the first Omen earlier this year. Everybody, the acting top to bottom, the cast, phenomenal. They showed up on set, the actors, and they said, we're going to act today. And yeah, Bill Skarsgård, I mean, look at him. He is basically my man crush. Can you blame me? Unrecognizable in this movie, y'all. He fully falls into this role of Nosferatu. Now, that being said, this is a rated R horror vampire movie, so there is a lot of gore here. It's not necessarily bad. If you can stomach gore, like, it's gonna be fine. I mean, there was definitely shots where I was like, you know, in the theater, like a little grossed out. But really, the only downfall with this, not so much having to do with the gore, y'all, I'm really tired of sex scenes in movies. Like, there, I don't know if I'm the only one, but this movie has two or three of them, and they're not necessary in any way. Like, it just feels like we're watching the director like get his fantasies out onto the screen or whatever, and it really is just unappealing. Like, I'm really, really tired of them. And some of them are really gross. Like, I think I don't want to get too into spoilers, but they're just not necessary. And the over the top gore doesn't really pull this movie down, but these unnecessary sex scenes really, really do. Like, this went from almost being near a 10 to being pulled down a little bit solely because I'm just tired of these sex scenes that are not necessary in these movies, and they're just like, a lot of them are gross. So all that being said, with Nosferatu, where the movie shines, it really, really shines. Gothic scenes, beautiful cinematography, fantastic top tier Oscar worthy acting from every actor in this movie, incredibly unsettling Nosferatu main character here, but just where it falls, it really, it kind of stumbles. Too much gore, over the top, unnecessary sex scenes, and those really, it really does bring the movie down. If you've seen it, I think you know what I'm saying here. All that being said, I thoroughly enjoyed Nosferatu. Is it top movie of 2024? That I don't know. Speaking of that, I will have a list out of my top 10 best movies of 2024 and my bottom worst 10 movies of 2024 next week, so be on the lookout for that. Nosferatu will definitely be in there. Not quite sure where yet. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Not as fantastic as I wanted it to be. Let me know your thoughts below on the movie in the comments. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? All that being said, I'm going to give Nosferatu an 8.5 out of 10. And on a see it, stream it, or skip it, see it. Thank you guys so much for watching my review. Let me know what you think about the movie, like I said, in the comments. Let me know what you think about my review. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Please be sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Letterboxd, Spotify for a podcast version of this review. Thank you guys so much for watching. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year's, all of that. I will see you guys on the next one.